Hello, welcome to Clash of the Rams, the sports talk show. I'm your host, Jeremy Hayes, and this is the Clash of the Rams finale. Welcome. This is our 7th episode of this year. This is our first year. It's gone pretty well, but it's finally coming to an end with our championship debate tournament. So let me introduce you to our first round. The way that's going to work is that there are 6 debaters, reporters who have been on the show this whole season. And the way that's going to work, like a bracket, like a tournament bracket, they're going to go head-to-head, 3-minute debates. Winner goes on, loser gets knocked out. So, here are our first 2 debaters. All right, you're Mike McMahon.
I am.
Who the heck are you? You've never been on the show.
No, this is my first time. I'm a freshman. I'm a journalism major. Big time in the sports. I'm looking forward to it. I got my playoff peach fuzz going for the Bruins. They're staying alive. Yeah. I'm excited. Looking to take the tournament today. Cinderella story.
All right, I introduced you. I wanted your life story.
All right, well, you asked me who
I
I
was. All right, but you're 0-0, obviously, because he hasn't been on the show, but good luck on your first debate. And you're our number 6 seed just because you're new. All right, moving on. We got number 3, Ryan Chevy Chevalier, our MVP/Ram of the Year.
Well, there's no debate on who's going to win this debate. Just to let you know, Jeremy. Yes, I'm 1-0. I'm the 3rd seed, and I'll be representing the Ram of the Year.
I was about to say, you know the name of your own award. Good one. Glad I gave it to you. Okay. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Get ready to start the clock. Do you want to receive or defer?
I'm going to start.
First? You're going to start?
Yeah.
All right, so here's your question. You ready, guys? You're going to start. Which is worse, the Saints bounty system or the Patriots Spygate? Go.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. I really think there's two things that you need to look at when you start talking about this debate. First off, with the bounty gate, it's more of an issue of player safety, whereas with Spygate, it's more of an issue of integrity of the game and cheating. The Patriots, obviously, they used film against the other team to predict and to know what plays they were going to run next. Whereas bounty, it's more of dirty play. So the suspensions that came from the dirty play were more to benefit player safety rather than to keep the integrity of the game.
Well, I mean, hurting players is obviously a bigger issue here than just getting plays from other teams. The bounty, actually, in 2009, the Saints won the Super Bowl that year, so it could have had a lot of conflict to them winning. Where the Patriots, in 2011, back then, they went undefeated the year after, proving that this Spygate issue wasn't a big deal. They didn't even win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I would argue that in the Saints' 2009 run, they didn't win the Super Bowl because of any injuries that occurred to the other team's players. And then I would also say that if you go ahead and look at the Spygate issue, they got caught when they got caught. Who knows how that was involved in their 3 Super Bowls. So if Roger Goodell was to suspend Bill Belichick, that would instantly call into question all 3 Super Bowls that the Patriots had won. So obviously the NFL had a bigger issue looking at that than they did with Bountygate.
Well, I can prove you wrong that players were hurt during this. Brett Favre got hurt during the playoff games, and Kurt Warner was hurt in the divisional round before this. So there were 2 players hurt on their road to the Super Bowl win, and the Patriots really just... That was an issue of knowing plays beforehand, and it doesn't guarantee that you will have the result on the field happen.
Okay, and then another. So Brett Favre has been banged up. He's played every game, but he's always been banged up in one way or another. So his old injuries flaring up may not have something to do with bounty. But I would also say, if you look at NFL history, guys like Dick Butkus and your historic linebackers, they were notorious for dirty play. That's just how it worked, and they didn't get penalized because back then in the NFL there weren't rules for player safety. But you look at Dick Butkus, he's one of the best linebackers of all time. So how do you negate that?
Well, I mean, it's more about the injuries that they were inflicting on Favre, because it was noticed even on the sideline. There was one of the kickers for the Vikings, Ryan Longwell. He even said, "Are they putting a bounty on us?" Because he was getting hit so many times during that game. And it's very noticeable. There were high hits and low hits on Favre. They went after his knees, things that are all being regulated now in the NFL.
But I would also say that Favre getting hurt doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to win.
Time. All right, but don't worry, Mike. Just a quick 5 to 10 second closeout. Anything else that you had to say? I cut you off, so you can just finish.
Well, no, I mean, Brett Favre getting hurt wasn't, I don't think, the deciding factor in that football game at all. And I mean, I think when you look at Spygate, it's blatant cheating.
All right, 10 seconds. 10 seconds, Rory. All right, Ryan.
I just want to prove that hurting players in the NFL is a big deal, and it takes away superstars in the league that try to win championships. So this is what's the problem, because the Saints took their star players out and then won the championship.
All right. Just remember, guys, let's keep the closing statements a little shorter than that. And don't be afraid to cut each other off. You were doing good at the end, though. Interesting debate. All right, judges, let's see our vote. Hey, you're not looking. Judges, we have a vote, and our winner is Mike McMahon. You won your first debate. Our MVP knocked out in the first round. Good job, though, Ryan. All right, we'll see you in the next round, Mike. All right. Come on over here. What happened? I'm only kidding. Don't tell me. All right, we're going on to our next round, and I want to introduce our number 4 seed, who is Davison Perez. Come on in, Davison. How you doing? All right, Davison is 0-1. How you feel about today?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty prepared.
Prepared, okay. I'm sure whoever goes against you will put up a fight. We'll see. All right, and our number 5 seed was Ever Hernandez, but he could not be here today. So filling in for him is me. But before I go, I'm 0-3, first of all. I was going to try and sneak around that, but, whatever. Anyways, I just want to thank a lot of the guys that have helped out. So, Ever Hernandez, Chris McDonough, Mike G, Alex Hall. Am I forgetting anybody?
Jim.
I know. I was about to say I was looking at you to help me out. It was McMasters, Jim McMasters. That was a test on you, and you failed. But twice. That will weekend. All right. So you're gonna judge us on this debate. Wish me luck. I gotta go against Davison.
Good luck.
Hey there.
Hey.
All right, guys. So, gentlemen, your question is who will be more successful in the NFL? Andrew Luck or Robert Griffin III?
Do you want to go first?
Of course. As an opening statement, first, you have to, when speaking about RG3, you have to realize that he has 2 threats when he's as a quarterback. He has speed with his legs, and he can also throw the ball fairly well. And this is a nightmare for most defenses across the league in the NFL. And although they're at the same level, I feel like Andrew Luck and RG3 can be compared on even platforms. I feel that RG3 has a slight advantage on him for the simple fact that he can run and create such mismatches for the defense.
All right, you just saying that proves to me that you've obviously haven't watched Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck has just as much speed as Cam Newton or Robert Griffin III. I agree, it's a little less. He doesn't use his feet as much as Robert Griffin, but Andrew Luck, you need to have an arm in this league. You watch any Robert Griffin III games, he's throwing ducks up there. That's not how the NFL works. Defenses are faster, they're better, and at Baylor, he didn't play as many good teams as Andrew Luck has. Andrew Luck played in a pro system, and Robert Griffin III played the spread option, so basically we're looking at another Tim Tebow or Cam Newton. Cam Newton was successful, so that's the argument you can make, but I just don't see him being Cam Newton's level.
All right, well, you've overlooked that Stafford and Baylor aren't really premier leagues in college football. Secondly, when speaking of Robert Griffin III, he has a presence in the pocket, and he has poise. The same as Andrew Luck, but the only advantage is that he is quicker than Andrew Luck numbers-wise.
Andrew Luck's pretty quick,
but the simple fact is that RG3 is quicker than Andrew Luck, so he'll be able to evade the defense. And if he was to scramble out of the pocket, he would be able to escape linebackers and people that are gunning for him and be able to make a play downfield, which he's proven to make in Baylor.
Not exactly. I think Robert Griffin III, just because you win the Heisman doesn't mean that's all stats. We're not looking at his downside here. We're just talking about his upside. He has more downside than Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is going to be the number 1 pick, and he's going to be more successful because he's just a pro-style quarterback. He has the size. He has the ability. He's the most athletic quarterback I've seen in a while that can throw. You usually have athletic quarterbacks; they can't throw.
Well, first of all, he won the Heisman for a reason, as you said, because of stats. Second of all, he can throw the football. He's proven that he can throw the football well enough to
in an option
succeed.
style offense though, on the NFL. NFL, you're faster, they're bigger, they're gonna be able to get to those like lame ducks that he throws a lot faster.
He succeeds. He succeeds every time. Like in the I forget the playoff game, but he's just overall better in that he can run and throw the football. That's just how I feel.
Well, I just think we've hit the table like 50 times. Too. I think you gotta look at Robert Griffin III. And
Guys, real quick, final 10 seconds for your opinion, Jeremy, and then yours, Davidson.
All right, you go first because you started first.
All right. Well, simply he won the Heisman for a reason. He's quicker than Andrew Luck. He's more athletic, which I realize that you said that Andrew Luck is the most athletic, but he is more athletic than Andrew Luck. He has poise in the pocket. He's intelligent. He's a good teammate, and I feel that he will only make the team better, whichever team that he goes to, whether it be the Indianapolis Colts or the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, Jeremy.
Redskins, but Andrew Luck, real quick. I won't even take 10 seconds. Andrew Luck, number 1 pick, number 1 ranked. Robert Griffin III. People question him. He's a rising star. That's all he is, and potential. He's not a starting quarterback.
All right, guys, let's see our votes here. And it seems that Jeremy has won.
What? My first win?
His first win.
I have so many people I want to thank. Let me go over here. Thank you, though, Davison. Good job. All right. First, no, I'm only kidding. Get out of here. All right, so there you have it. Mike McMahon and me going on to the next round. So let's go right into our semifinals, which involves Mike McMahon. Come on up here. All right.
How's it going, Jeremy?
Did you get a good breather?
Yeah.
Good breather? All right, you're ready? You're composed?
Gain my strength back. I'm ready to go.
All right, and now we're going to give you our number 2 seed, Eric Russo, who is 1-0 this season. Come on in, Eric. How you doing, Eric?
Good luck, man.
How you doing?
Doing good. I feel good. Feel confident.
You think the bye week helped you?
Oh, absolutely. Got some nice rest. Got to prepare for my opponents.
It wasn't
so
a bye week. It was like a bye, like 5 seconds, but whatever. All right, so are you guys ready? Semifinals?
Ready to go?
Here's
Ready to go,
your
man.
question. All right. Hockey Town is the title that a lot of teams want, but it belongs to Detroit. Does Boston deserve the title of Hockey Town, or is Detroit Hockey Town? Go ahead. Wait, who wants to start first?
Give it to the
That's
lower
on
seed.
me.
I'll give it to the lower seed then. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, as you said, Detroit is already Hockey Town, so it's pretty publicly known that that's like they are the hub of hockey. You look at the Red Wings, 21 straight playoff appearances, Hall of Fame players back and forth. They got Nicholas Lidstrom, who's just so solid. He's been a rock there. Chris Chelios, and then now they got Datsuk, Zetterberg. I mean, this team, they're a rock.
All right. Who gave Detroit the name Hockey Town? Probably their PR department, right? So people in hockey know the Bruins, the first American hockey team in the NHL, such a rich tradition. Bob Orr, Phil Esposito, Cam Neely, Ray Bourque. Just go down the line of all the legends that they have. Detroit may have a couple more championships, but the Bruins, Boston bleeds hockey and baseball.
Well,
those two sports run deep here.
They didn't bleed hockey in the 90s, though.
Well,
What happened like those 8 years where they were under 500 and not making the playoffs?
Right, well, they were bad, but people still care about the Bruins.
But they didn't go to the games.
Hey, did they go to the games when Detroit lost too?
Well, they've been going to the games for 20 years.
All right. Well, the Bruins have had a pretty good tradition lately of winning. So, I mean, you just saw last year what hockey means. When the Bruins win, this is a hockey town through and through.
I'll agree that Boston's an upcoming high. They were at the beginning, and they're starting to come back. But Detroit's been there solid the last 20 years. 4 Stanley Cup titles. They got the squid. They throw the squids on the ice. They got tradition.
Boston doesn't need squids
but
and
fish.
They
have tradition. They have
throw
tradition
on the ice.
beyond just the game of hockey. And then we're gonna see next January when they play in the Winter Classic. They're gonna shatter the attendance record for a sporting venue at Michigan Stadium. It's gonna be way up there, almost towards 120,000.
Right. Well, Boston doesn't have a stadium like that to throw out there, but I just think the Bruins the Bruins run this town when they're good, and we've seen it lately when they won the Stanley Cup. We see it now. Game 7 this week, it's going to be crazy here.
Yeah.
The Bruins and Boston, everybody knows hockey and Boston go together.
They run the town, but I don't think they run the country. I mean, I would argue that probably the most popular jerseys ever worn are the Howe Red Wings jersey, and then other Red Wing jersey, Lidstrom jerseys. Those are the ones that you see most worn all around, even when you're not at a hockey game.
I think when people think hockey, though, they think Bobby Orr, they think of the goal in 1970. I think when people say American hockey, they look to the Bruins.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's tough to say that Boston was hockey town in those years where, after Joe Thornton left and then they struggled, and it's tough to say that they're an acclaimed hockey town when they struggled for a while.
I would argue that when they struggled, the reason that they came out of it is because people care so much that they sent a message to ownership.
Sorry. All right, but anyway, you can continue what you say after Mike McMahon gets his final word in. 10 seconds. That's it.
All right. I mean, I would just say you can't strip Detroit of the hockey town title, even if it's self-proclaimed. They've been too good. 21 straight playoff appearances. You can't argue that.
Eric?
Like I was saying, the fans sent a message to ownership that they weren't happy with the way things were going in the 90s, the early 2000s, and ownership changed what they did, and it's worked. They've gotten back into the playoffs every year for the last 5 or 6 years. They won a championship, and now the people have come back.
All right, just want to say that was a really good debate. Good job by both of you. But we're going to go to our judges, and who are they voting for? And the winner is Mike. Our rookie is going to the championship.
Congrats.
Cinderella story. I told you.
Wow. All right, now get out of here. We'll see you in the championship. That's a pretty good debate, I gotta say. All right, we're gonna call in our next round, which I will be involved in again. But first, let's call in our number 1 seed, the big guns, senior at Suffolk University. This will be his last show, Brandon Crosby. He is 2-1, and Brandon, you will be on that mic. My bad. I'm moving over this way. That's why. And I'm gonna call in Ryan Chevy, just because we all missed him. Come on in, Ryan Chevy. I'm just kidding. We gotta use you for something. So let's bring you over here. All right, you're gonna cover the debate. Well, I'm sorry, tongue-tied. You're gonna just be the moderator first, okay? And look to the judges once again. All right, let's see if I can win another one. You think I can beat him?
Maybe.
All right. Thanks for the
answer is no.
Brandon.
Yep. Jeremy.
So, you gentlemen are debating who is going to be this year's MVP, LeBron James or Kevin Durant?
Want me to go first?
Sure. That's fine.
All right. I'm not going to give a guy the MVP who is only a name. That's all I'm going to say for my opening. Go ahead.
Only a name. That's ridiculous. LeBron James is posting ridiculous stats this year, averaging more assists than he ever has. He's top 5 in the NBA in steals. He's doing so much for his team. And bottom line is the Oklahoma City Thunder have a lot of pieces. That Miami Heat, even though they have their 3 superstars, that's pretty much all they have this year. They don't have the bench they did last year. They have, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a complete team. Russell Westbrook is playing insane. They have Ibaka, who's blocking shots like crazy. They have a complete team.
Can I ask you, what would you say the stats were that he leads in?
Right?
What are the stats that he leads in? Steals?
He's top 5 in steals.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant has slightly more points than him.
Slightly.
Yes,
okay.
slightly.
Okay.
It's like 0.6 or something like that per game. And but LeBron is averaging a few more assists than him, and the rebounds are very similar. So it's not really.
But everything else, Kevin Durant leads it. And last I checked, I'm not a fan of the MVP, but last I checked, it's all about stats. So I'm not gonna get just because
LeBron's shooting a higher percentage. He's a more efficient scorer. Kevin Durant is averaging more points, but LeBron is shooting better this year than he ever has.
Yeah, but basically you're contradicting. Like where everybody said at the beginning of the year, they're gonna be better and win a championship because they have a bench. Now all of a sudden, their bench isn't so good.
They don't. It's true. They don't have the bench they had last year. They just don't.
I just want to say that Kevin Durant, when he scores when he gets high scoring games, he's won more than LeBron James. So which means when Kevin Durant, when they lose, he doesn't score as much. That's what's valuable. But when LeBron James is basically being a ball hog and jacking them up all day like he always does, That's not
Yeah,
what
but
you
he's
need
not
for
playing
an
like that
MVP.
all the time. He's playing a lot better this
All
year.
the
He's
time.
not playing like that
That's
all
how
the
they
time.
lose, though. That's how they're going to
All right,
lose.
well,
the
they're
playoffs.
both number two in their respective division. So it's not like the Oklahoma City Thunder are a lot better. It's not like they're like.
Exactly, but it's the MVP, which I don't
And
care about.
LeBron
teams. I
James
care
is
about
without a
completed
doubt the most
stats.
valuable player. The
Oh,
Oklahoma City Thunder have Ibaka. They have Russell Westbrook. They just have so many players. They have so much talent.
So
around them
Dwayne
that it's-
Wade doesn't exist.
Dwayne
anymore?
Wade is good, but he's not playing as good as he usually is.
Okay.
Bosh isn't panning out the way he's supposed to. Mike Miller isn't doing what he's supposed to. He's missed a lot of games. Then you have Shane Battier who isn't panning out the way
All
he's
right,
supposed to.
guys. All right, last 10
right,
seconds to each get a.
All right, real quick.
word
I'll
in.
take my 10 seconds quick. Take both of them off their team. The Heat win more than the Thunder, definitely, without question. That's all I have to say.
The Thunder have a more complete team than the Heat. If you take LeBron off, Wade isn't going to get the production he has. Bosh isn't panning out. They have Russell Westbrook. They have Ibaka. They have Harden coming off getting 40 points from the bench. Harden could start for a lot of teams. The Oklahoma City Thunder are just not. I mean, LeBron James is without a doubt like the MVP this year. It's not even close.
All right, our results are in. And we find that Brandon wins this debate.
Oh, what?
I just
Thank you,
want to
thank you.
April Fool's you. Brandon
Okay.
wins
Great
this
debate,
debate.
though.
Having a great
That was an awesome
great
one.
debate.
All right, can I come over there? Yeah.
But you lost.
Yeah, whatever. You did good
So,
though,
my-
Chevy. Thank you for helping me out.
What's that?
All right, Ryan Chevy, everybody. Ryan Chevy. All right, where you going, Brandon? You can
I
come
was
back
thinking,
here.
I was like, should I
You can
stay
come
on
back
or?
here. But wow, this is unexpected. Or, I expected you to win. I knew I was gonna have a
Yeah.
hard time.
It
Number
was-
one
It was,
seed.
it was a great debate, though.
It was a good debate. But let's bring in. Who would have guessed number one
Number
versus number 6? I gotta give you a credit, Mike. That's really impressive. Who are you? Just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Phenom.
It was a little intimidating watching that last one. You guys went
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
we did.
We-
We did.
I-
Sorry.
I-
I got
scared.
passionate about it. I'm
I
sorry.
have to say
I hope I don't get yelled at or something.
I realized like halfway through, I'm getting a little too intense
Yeah, I was
about
getting
it.
really intense. All right.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our last debate, which is Brandon versus Mike. Now the stakes are, if you win this, well, Brandon, you're leaving this, but
I
still,
know.
but still,
I'll get bragging rights still. I'll
we
come back.
have to call you the champion Brandon or the champion Mike every time we introduce them on the show. So that's a pretty good reward. Plus, your picture gets on the website. Yes. I know, that's better than anything. 3 coupons. No, okay. All right, so Brandon versus Mike. Oh, no. Oh. Can I walk off set? I don't even want to say. What were the chances of this debate being the one? We had
destiny.
probably had 20 different debates, and somehow Tim Tebow always sneaks onto the show. I don't get how it happens. I do not want to say his name again, but here we go. All right, you guys ready? Who wants to go first? You have you're the lower seed. Do you want to go first or give it off to the number 1 seed?
I'll give it off to the number one.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll listen to you.
All right.
All right, you ready for the question? Oh boy. Tim Tebow. Do you want him as the quarterback, starting quarterback of your team? Yes or no?
All right, since I'm going first, clearly Tim Tebow is not a starting quarterback right now. He's thrown under 50% of he's completing under 50% of his passes, and that's not what you want from a quarterback. And there's just, when you look at the franchise quarterbacks in this league, you have Eli, you have Tom Brady, you have all these guys who are throwing great and throwing to their receivers and could complete passes to their receivers. And Denver last year, I mean, Tebow was able to do a little bit there, but the defense played a lot better than what they had the beginning of the season. So Tim Tebow really had an impact, but it wasn't as great impact as people make it out to be. And Tim Tebow just isn't a starting quarterback in this league.
I mean, I would say that I don't think Kyle Orton would have done any better than Tim Tebow did last season in Denver. So 8 wins for Denver last year. I mean, going into the season, I had Denver bottom half of the league, not a very good team. Tebow came in there. His stats didn't look good. He got the job done. And you know what? He made the franchise a ton of money. That guy had a ton of hype around him. Fans wanted to come watch Tim Tebow play football. Right now, if I'm a general manager of a football organization, I have questioned my quarterback. There's no reason why I wouldn't go out, get a guy like Tim Tebow. You mentioned Eli as like a franchise quarterback. Well, you know what? When Eli came into the league, man, no one thought he should be starting. Everybody was like, "What is this Eli kid doing on the field?" So you know what? Give Tebow a chance. Let him develop. He proved
The
he can
thing
win.
is, Eli had some arm strength though. Eli had some things that Tebow doesn't have. Eli could go into a game and he might throw a few picks, but you know he had potential. Tim Tebow, I mean, he might run around, he might have some good qualities, but do you think he can win a Super Bowl for your team? That's the bottom line. I don't think he can.
Well, down the road, I think he can, though. And it's only going to start if somebody gives him the shot and puts him on the football field. I mean, if you sit him on the bench, he's obviously not going to get a chance to grow, and he's never going to win a Super Bowl. But somebody has to take that chance on him, and he's worth taking the chance for.
I mean, I don't think he's worth taking the chance because you have to tailor your whole team to him. You have to change your whole playbook. You have to say, okay, Tebow, we're going to put a lot more. We're going to run the spread. We're going to run all these different trick plays. We're going to do a lot of different things.
The Saints, the Packers, and, the Colts, they used to. They tailored their offenses around their quarterbacks, too. That's what you do. You take your quarterback and you build your offense
but
around
it's not as hard to tailor an offense around a quarterback who throws the ball. Tim Tebow runs the ball, and it's just not always going to be effective. I mean, how many quarterbacks run the ball and end up winning the Super Bowl? Like, run the ball like Tebow does and can't throw the ball. It just doesn't happen in the NFL often.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think there's been enough running quarterbacks on teams that have been fully built around. If you have, a pretty stacked, if you have a depth football team, if you have a pretty deep roster, you have the tools around, you have the wide receivers, which I don't think last year they had young wide receivers. I don't think they're very quality. I mean, they're going to look good with Peyton Manning, but I don't think they're as quality as everybody thinks builds them up to me. If you put good veteran wide receivers around Tim Tebow, he could have success throwing the football. Guys who can go get the ball.
He isn't going.
Sorry, I gotta cut you off, guys. But anyways, Brandon, you get the first word anyway. So 10 seconds. I'll be a little lenient. Try and get in what you have to say.
Right.
Go ahead,
The bottom line is Tim Tebow can't really throw the ball. I mean, it's evident. Last year he couldn't. I mean, he couldn't complete the ball to his receivers, and he had a pretty good offensive line. So it's not that, he isn't a starting quarterback in this league, and he isn't going to win a championship. That's the bottom line.
Well, I mean, he has the leadership to lead a football team. Okay, the skill will come with time. Somebody just needs to give him a chance. If he can get on a good football team with a good receiving core and a good offensive line, and he doesn't take as many hits, he could build into a good quarterback. I mean, good quarterbacks don't always. You don't have to be a good quarterback to win the Super Bowl. I guess Trent Dilfer. I mean, guys like that. These guys aren't outstanding quarterbacks.
Okay, we're going to go over to our judges. They're going to take a second to decide who they want to vote for. They're going to put it on the card, and they're going to come over here. But, Mike, come on to this side, please. And just stand right here for me, please. Right. Brandon, just come to this mic. All right. We're going to wait to see who they decide. Deep discussion going on over there. A little nervous? How do you think you guys did? That was a pretty good debate.
That was a good debate all around, I got to say.
Yeah. All right, guys, just all three line up next to Brian. Kind of slip me the note under the table. All right. So, gentlemen, the Clash of the Rams champion. I don't want anybody to see it. No drum roll. All right. Our Clash of the Rams champion for 2012 and the first ever champion of our show goes to Mike McMahon. Wow, I know. Wow. The number 6. This is like the Green Bay Packers all over again. Number 6C. What do you have to say?
Well, I'm a Giants fan, so I mean, I saw the Giants come back and defeat the undefeated Patriots. So a couple years ago. So I think that was a big motivation for me.
All right. Well, congratulations to both of you. Real quick. Hate to see you lose to the championship, but I mean, okay. I thought I didn't vote. I thought he won. No offense, you did unbelievable.
It could have gone either way.
You know me though. I'm the Tebow hater, so yeah. I mean. Yeah. But Brandon, last show. Anything you have to say?
I just want to say Jeremy asked me to be a part of the show, and I didn't really know much about it. But what he's done in such a short time with the show is amazing. And next year, hopefully, it's going to become an organization and on campus. And in general, I just wish all of you good luck next year. And you guys are all good at what you do.
Yeah, you're tearing up there.
Thank you.
That's like you're tearing up there.
There's a couple tears. There's a couple tears.
All right, so. We just want to thank some people real quick. I want to thank all these guys here because these were the most dedicated guys. Mike's new, but he was still dedicated coming into the year. So I really want to thank you guys, and you should be proud of yourselves going into next year. I also want to thank Jerry Glendie who made this all happen.
Jerry.
along with Keith Erickson for helping, and Ben Stafford, who helped out a lot. So thank you, Ben. All right, our final sign out till next year. It's goodbye now, but soon somebody will be taking his place. If you want Brandon's place, you can just message me. Message
you got to be
me.
good at debating, though.
Because that was beastly. That semifinal, that's going to be like historic. The championship was really good, too. Though. Yeah. So, that's all we got for this year. From Studio 73, Clash of the Rams, the sports talk show. We'll see you guys next fall.
That's my quarterback, man.